Welcome to another video about wild edible and medicinal plants in July. If you've been watching my previous videos from June, May and April, you might have noticed that I often mention how high in vitamins and minerals and so on these plants are, and there's a very good reason for that. Actually, wild plants are generally much higher in nutritional value than their domesticated relatives, because domesticated plants have been bred for very specific traits like sweetness or higher yield or specific appearance, and in this process of breeding plants, nutrients always get lost, so that always compromises on nutritional value of plants. And for example, seabuckthorn, which is a wild fruit that grows here in my area, is 8 times higher in vitamin C than lemons. But of course there is a good reason why we still do eat and grow domesticated plants and crops, and that is mainly yield, as you can see from this picture of a wild banana and a domesticated banana. So the difference in yield between wild plants and domesticated plants is really enormous. But I hope this actually motivates you to go foraging for wild plants, because there are not only health benefits to it, because they are much higher in vitamins and minerals, but foraging for wild plants is also a very sustainable way of eating, because these plants grow right where you live in your area. That saves emission costs from transportation. These plants are free from pesticides of any kind, and they are also part of your local biodiversity. So I think those are really good reasons to actually go out and look for wild plants and use them in your meals. And yeah, let's get started with this month's plants. This is fat hen. You could say it's a weed, but that also depends on your perspective, because it's also a highly nutritious plant. It is very high in potassium, calcium, phosphorus, iron, vitamin A, B and C. It's rich in protein and fiber, and since it's a relative of quinoa, you can also eat the seeds. And otherwise you can eat the leaves either raw as a salad or cooked like spinach. Clover is also entirely edible. You can eat it raw, fried or cooked, and clover is very rich in protein, flavonoids, vitamin B and C, and biotin and choline. This is a linden tree, and linden blossoms can be used to make tea. If you've read the novel In Search of Lost Time by Marcel Proust, you might remember that the linden tea, along with Madeleine's, plays a very important role in that book. It's actually quite a tasty tea. You can use it to prevent or treat colds, to alleviate stomach pain. Also relaxes the nervous system. It can be used to treat symptoms of anxiety, to promote sleep, and simply to calm down. Linden flowers are also very rich in antioxidants, and linden tea can be used to purify blood. This is a wild rose, and there are many different types of wild roses, but as a rule of thumb you can really use any rose that smells like a rose. And yeah, it smells really good, and the scent alone brings so much joy and comfort. But the petals of roses can be used in cooking, or you can add it to smoothies or shakes, for example. Roses have many medicinal properties as well. They are often used in skincare products, so they have astringent properties. They tonify the skin and cool inflammation both outwardly and inwardly. And the leaves of dog rose can be used as a laxative as well. The white flowering plant is called yarrow. It's particularly valuable for treating wounds, stopping blood flow, treating kidney diseases, fever, cold, and also to alleviate menstrual pain and regulate menstruation. Now, this is a truly wonderful medicinal plant. It's called St. John's wort, and it's a powerful natural remedy against insomnia and nervousness. It calms down the nervous system. The way to use it is simply as a tea, and usually you drink the tea in the evening before sleeping. Also because when you take in St. John's wort, your skin is more sensitive to sunlight, so it's better to take it in the evening. And another way to use it is to let it infuse in oil, for example in olive oil. And the interesting thing is that the olive oil then turns red because there is some kind of pigment in St. John's wort that makes everything red. And the easiest way to identify St. John's wort is to look at the leaves. I will show it to you here. And I don't know if you can see this, but there are these tiny dots or perforations. That's where this oil is, and when you turn it against the sunlight, you can very easily see these dots. So yeah, that's how you recognize St. John's wort. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have questions of any kind, feel free to reach out to me. Also, if you are unsure about some plant, I suggest that you look it up in some kind of guide or book or on the internet, but also feel free to send me a picture of a plant, and I would be really happy to help you with identifying plants. So I will be back next month with another video about wild edibles and medicinal plants, and yeah, I hope you're able to go for a walk in nature yourself and find some of these plants in your area.